devil's advocate a bit today. So, first, I agree with you that you should go to a cam gathering for a handful of reasons. First, because the cam is this thing that, anarchs continually shout out, it's so fucking horrible, you have no rights, it totally sucks. And no, it's not perfect. If it was perfect, I wouldn't be an anarch. I'd, just be a full-fledged member of the camarilla. And I don't think the cam is fixable, and that's why we're in the anarch movement, we're moving to make something new and better than what's in the cam. However, I think that the anarchs who just raise their fist at the cam and scream at them make themselves very easy to write off for several reasons. The first of which is being that their arguments don't have any weight to most of the camarilla. Most members of the camarilla don't feel like they can't do whatever they want. So if you look at the traditions, the majority of those don't have anything to do with night-to-night life. The one that gets into a lot of people's craw is, don't be a dick to the prince. If you're in the anarch movement, you're like, I want to be able to say whatever I want to whoever I want. But that's a basic survival instinct, more or less. Yeah, you're an anarch. You can run off and say fuck you to a prince now that you're not a member of the camarilla, but I don't recommend you do it because you're probably going to get shot to shit. We're all born into this world with a complex series of laws, both societal and litigious, and we spend all of our mortal lives following these laws. So it's not weird that now that we're anarchs, we still realize that there's laws that we have to follow. And in the anarch movement, we still have societal laws that we have to follow, and those are just as important as the more litigious laws that the camarilla has. So I would say, yes, go visit cam domains, and when you do, and you get hassled because you're an anarch, you have the previous PR of your brothers and sisters to thank for that. So instead, you could do like I did and go get your acknowledgement. And this just basically means you've met a prince and you've said, hey, I understand your rules enough to not be a total fuck up when I come to your territory, and as a result, you don't have to pay as much attention to me while I'm here. And as a member of, the cam in a sort of loyal opposition sort of way, the only downside that I've found for that is the way other anarchs look at me. And I don't give a fuck what other anarchs think of me. Nobody else other than anarchs cares that I'm loyal opposition. So, I agree with the majority of the shit that you've said, but I disagree where you say, these archons are people that have built up this whole, persona, and as an anarch from day one you could say and do whatever you want. The anarchs have the same kind of social structure as the cam does, we just don't like to, give it voice. You go into East LA, Elderman Dodd's territory, and start painting swastikas on walls and see how long you fucking last there. You're still showing respect to the prince in a way. You're respecting that territory. The reason people give jack shit, the reason that we have sweepers, all that is to deal with the problem of progeny. We realize we have to follow the masquerade and not kill one another. So guess what? We follow more or less the same traditions as the cam does. The differences aren't so drastic that you can't get along in one society for the next. You should be able to go to a cam society and get along there. The basic difference that I found is that the cam rules are written down, they're concrete, but in the anarch movement, you might have some big crazy fucker like Rip or like Sarge decide that you broke one of these unspoken laws that they have in their head and just fucking kill you for no reason, and it'll be totally out of the blue. Whereas in the cam, or at least a cam society, you don't have that. So there are problems on both parts, and we should be better than that. So yes, the anarch movement does have a lot of good things, but we do have a lot of problems also. So before you go be an asshole to someone in the cam just because they're cam and you're anarch and you're so much better, you should take a good hard look around you and be sure that you've cleaned up all the shit in your own territory and your own movement before you go try to knock something down just for the sake of knocking it down. People in glass houses and whatnot. Alright, later fuckers.